alignment. After they had crossed the river Jordan, Joshua and the Israelites, they were just chilling somewhere around Jericho, and Joshua was alone, and he met with an angel, the commander of the host of heaven. Look at what Joshua said. He asked, "Are you for us or for them?" The angel said, "Neither." You may not have heard this before, but after saying it, you will know what I'm about to say is true. Don't forget this. Spirit beings, they don't think factions, they think purpose. Now, the devil will give you everything you need to dissuade you of God's purpose for you and imbibe you into his purpose for you. His thinking purpose, if he has to give you comfort, he will give you comfort as long as it is going to achieve his purpose for you. If he has to give you money, not ritual, it's not always ritual. Satan can give you great opportunities as long as it takes you off God's purpose for you and into his purpose for you. Spirit beings think purpose. Joshua was thinking, are you for us or for them? Are you for us or against us? The angel said, neither. Spirit beings are thinking purpose. Politicians know this. They are always thinking purpose. You are thinking men against women, women against men, youth against elders, elders against youth, Igbos against Yoruba, Yoruba against Hausa, Caucasians against the Negroes, Negroes against Caucasians, this, that, East against East Coast against West Coast. Welcome to another incredible edition of the Modus Operandi podcast. It is still by yours truly, Dr. Bima, aka Dr. Macaulay Barnabas Osage. In addition, it is nice to be here. Another beautiful weekend to chill, relax, and listen to the podcast as you do your thing, do your chores, or just listen alone, jotting things down. Like this guy will say, funny too, just too funny. Yeah, it's beautiful being here. Really, I hope last weekend was amazing for you. I had an amazing last weekend. I went for the Catalyst Symposium in Abuja. I came back sick, but we are here. This podcasting is in sickness and in health. That's one thing I told my wife yesterday night, but I'm happy to be here. So we're talking about something today. It is how to think like a politician. How to think like a politician. I know you would look at politicians like, is there anything to learn from politicians? These people are disgusting. But politics is politics. Politics is in every sphere of our life, right from the nuclear family down to work, even church sometimes. So politics is everything, right? It's important to learn from these people. There are certain wisdoms that they have that we have to learn from and glean from. What makes a very great student is the ability to sieve out what needs to be sieved out and retain what needs to be retained. That's what makes a good student. You attract what you need to attract and repel the things that you don't need. You don't have to think black and white and demonize everything that do not appear as strictly righteous or holy to you. In scriptures, Jesus Christ was talking about how the children of this world were wiser than the children of light. We'll come back into that. And the parable is funny because this was a dishonest manager. But anyways, let me not let the cat out of the bag yet. So I'm happy to be here, and there's a lot to learn from politicians. A lot. And I don't want you to miss out from this. I want to share these things for you, really. Have you ever wondered, you see someone in a top position, they say something stupid, and you are more intelligent than them, but somehow they're in that top position, and you're not there. It is not you. It is not you who is there. They are there. You who is more intelligent, in quote, compared to them. These people are not so stupid. They are not as stupid as you think. There are other principles, other variables that they understood right from the beginning that they were implementing all these years, while some of us were in our rooms typing, lazying about certain principles of life. And when they start benefiting from the dividends of this investment over decades, we start thinking life is unfair. No, life sometimes is fair. I'm talking about the politicians, yes. They are the people investing all these years. What is the first thing to learn from a politician? The first thing to learn from a politician is shamelessness. Shamelessness. Like I do say, our advantages are often our disadvantages. Shame is a component of the human emotion. Just like fear, just like excitement, happiness. just like curiosity, many of these things. These are great, but the secret to being a proper human, to being a total person, is the ability to manage these emotions, being a great steward of these emotions. Shame is also one of them, the ability to manage shame. So shame can be an advantage, because it is because of shame I will not put off my shirt and just wear my boxers walking down the street, a normal street. So it is because of shame I wouldn't want to steal or take something that is not mine. It is because of shame I would not want to do some basal things. Sigmund Freud, a psychologist, defined the human mind in three structures. We have the id, we have the superego, then we have the ego. So the id is the very basal part of the human being, the one that is pleasure seeking, does not think consequence, pleasure seeking. Right? Then you have the superego. The superego is the moral compass, is the very idealistic aspect of the human mind. That is, it learns this from parents, from the society, and all that. Then you have the ego. The ego is what is the rational part of the human mind. It balances the id and the superego, and it helps you make accurate decisions. Anyways, so back to the concept of shame. Sometimes this shame that is a human emotion that we ought to use to our advantage can become our disadvantage, whereby we are always thinking of what will people say, including things that ought not to concern anybody. What would people say? What would people say? I have discovered that there are things you will not achieve in life if you're not shameless. You can never achieve them. There needs to be a level of shamelessness, a level of it, by the way, to go for it. Politicians are shameless. They don't care. They don't care. Of course, theirs can be to the extreme, but you can pick something from it. That's what makes a good student. I'm explaining this so you don't become too sentimental. Sentimentality is great, but like shame, it can kill you. And there's the aspect of being very, very objective. Pick what you need to pick, despise what you need to despise, and discard what you need to discard, imbibe what you need to imbibe. That's what makes a complete human. Politicians understand this. I saw a video of Tinubu last week where he was talking about if he did not resolve the electricity issues we have in Nigeria, nobody should vote for him. Guess what? You already know the guess. He did not fulfill his promise, and is already campaigning for the next election. They do not have shame. It is painful, but there is a wisdom to learn from it. The wisdom is that do not be too hard on yourself sometimes. We are humans. There are things beyond our control. That's the truth, right? You need to give yourself some grace. Have honor. Unlike politicians, you need to have honor. But then again, honor in itself can be an idol that destroys. You know the story of the young prophet and the old prophet. And I think honor is the strength of the Japanese. That's, again, our advantages being our disadvantages. That honor thing with Japanese is also their disadvantage, where they go to the extremes. They're not flexible about life. That is what makes a great student. I was telling a friend some days ago about a quote that really matters to me. It is a quote by Abraham Maslow. He said that if hammer is the only tool you have, you tend to see every problem as a nail. This quote is life-changing for me because it makes me understand the importance of having multiple tools in navigating life. Because if you only have one tool, you will see every situation, every challenges as that tool, of what that tool can handle. But if you are graced, you've engraced yourself with multiple tools, you are able to navigate problems uniquely in diverse forms. Anyways, let's leave that aside. So be shameless. Have a level of shamelessness. What people say, that thing can be a problem. It can be a problem. It can hinder you from becoming who God has made you to become on earth. So be shameless today. Be shameless. Carry your market on your head. Advertise it anywhere, everywhere. Nobody's. See, there are only very few people in this world that will ask you if you've eaten this morning. Truly from their heart. So why give too much of a damn to people who do not really care that much about your well-being? You are going to die, they are going to die. In the next 100 years, nobody will know if you ever existed or not. Why don't you put everything you have to put into what you are doing today? Be shameless, so don't forget this. Number 2 lessons to learn from politicians. Alignment. 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 After they had crossed the river Jordan, Joshua and the Israelites, they were just chilling somewhere around Jericho, and Joshua was alone, and he met with an angel, the commander of the host of heaven. Look at what Joshua said. He asked, "Are you for us or for them?" The angel said, "Neither." You may not have heard this before, but after saying it, you will know what I'm about to say is true. Don't forget this. Spirit beings, they don't think factions, they think purpose. Spirit beings, angels, demons, God, Satan, they don't think factions, they think purpose. Now, the devil will give you everything you need to dissuade you into God's purpose for you, dissuade you of God's purpose for you, and imbibe you into his purpose for you. He's thinking purpose. If he has to give you comfort, it will give you comfort as long as it is going to achieve his purpose for you. If he has to give you money, not ritual. It's not always ritual. Satan can give you great opportunities as long as it takes you off God's purpose for you and into his purpose for you. Spirit beings think purpose. Joshua was thinking, are you for us or for them? Are you for us or against us? The angel said, neither. Spirit beings are thinking purpose. He's thinking purpose. Politicians knows this. Politicians know this. They know this. They are always thinking purpose. You are thinking men against women, women against men, youth against elders, elders against youth, Igbos against Yoruba, Yoruba against Hausas, Caucasians against the Negroes, Negroes against Caucasians, this, that, East against East Coast against West Coast. Politician is taking purpose. Of course, there is a dimension for factions, right? It's part of where we define our identity from or derive our identity from. Great and fine. But sometimes this thinking process can envelop an individual to the point that they are no longer thinking clearly. They don't understand the place of taking other perspective from other cultures, from other age group, from other tribe, from other race, from other geographical locations and all that, from other worldviews. They worship at the shrine of their own perspective. And like T.D. Jakes would say, there's that place of factions, but there's the place of purpose. Purpose. Politician is thinking purpose. He's thinking the end goal. So that defines his alignment. Oh, you don't like Dosi and Yekon, so we cannot be friends. He's thinking shared values, not uniformity. That's what he's thinking. We have limited ourselves across different areas of our life because of this factional limitation. We become overly sentimental in our associations. Oh. Think purpose. God thinks purpose. If he has to give you difficulty, as long as that aligns you to his purpose, he allows it. If he has to give you comfort, as long as that aligns to his purpose, he allows it. Spirit beings think purpose. You are thinking factions. Us versus them. I versus her. Him versus me. No. You cannot successfully navigate life being very factional. Think purpose. Never forget this. Never forget this. Number 3, how to think like a politician is still on alignment. It is leveraging relationships. leveraging relationships. These guys are smart. There's the parable of the shrewd manager Jesus talked about in Luke. He was a dishonest manager, of course. He was going to be sacked by the boss. Then, knowing what was imminent, what did he do? He reduced the debt of the debtors as a way of securing future relationships. While he was dishonest, Jesus appraised his sensibilities, the wisdom in the whole process, to the point Jesus Christ had to say, even the children of the world are wiser than the children of light. Again, what I was saying in the beginning of this podcast, you are too binary and dualistic in your thinking. You can pick wisdom from everything. That was what Jesus Christ did via that parable. You can pick something there. There is something to learn. That is a political move right there. That is a political move right there. He was leveraging relationships. He was securing future partnership. He wasn't doing it directly, but the people he was doing it for understood the language. Have you ever wondered? One rich person, he said, their son is celebrating their 1-year-old birthday. And another rich person will come for that birthday party and bring gifts. Who does a 1-year-old know about leverage relationships? It's not about the 1-year-old. It's about the relationships. There is the place for authenticity. Don't get me wrong. But there's a place for being shrewd. Jesus Christ said, I have sent you out as sheep among wolves. He also said, be gentle as a dove and be wise as serpents. There is a very simplistic definition of humility, of navigation we have as a church that is limiting. Very limiting. I would have loved to delve into the centurion. Let me delve into that a little bit before I continue with alignment. The centurion, he interpolated his secular understanding into faith. What did he tell Jesus Christ? He said, no, you are too big to come to my house. I'm a leader just like yourself. When I tell this one go, he goes. When I tell this one comes, he comes. Just give your word. My servant will be healed. Jesus Christ was astounded. He said, there is no one in Israel. So you can see, Israel ought to be the symbol of high thinking, ought to be the symbol of wisdom. But yet, it was from a Gentile. You can see how we limit ourselves as a church. He interpolated his secular experience into faith, and that was more powerful. It did not limit Jesus. So it means that Jesus Christ could have actually followed him to his house, and this man would have standardized that as the mode of operation for receiving divine healing. Meanwhile, there is a higher standard. Then it makes me wonder, in what area of our life have we normalized to be the standard? Meanwhile, God is just the one bending to our level. We have limited him. It is scary because the amount of expressions you will have in your life as a person on earth is dependent on how expanded your mind is. See, if you have a teacher close to you, hold that person close. Because the spirit of a prophet is subject to a prophet. You can limit the Holy One of Israel. The Israelite did it. David expressed that in Psalms. You can limit the Holy Spirit in your life because of an ideology you have that is now a limitation upon your life. Learn to be a student. Pick what you can pick. Discard what you can discard. Discard what you can discard. Leverage relationships. Back to the conversation. Leverage relationships. Build relationships. Be intentional. You don't call. You are lazy. Someone is having a program. You can't go for the program. I don't know. See, there are things money can't buy. There are other currencies that you need to have. The currency of relationship. The currency of trust. That's why you see some so-called stupid people in powerful positions. You are there fasting and praying. You can't build relationships. You cannot call on people's birthdays. You see, some of the inheritance you will give to your children is not just money. It is the quality relationships you have built over decades. Wake up. Wake up. This is a principle that favors the straight and the bent, that favors the demonic and the angelic. That is the truth. It is there. It is wisdom. This is who I am. I'm not a call person. I'm not a chat person. Kai. I'm shaking my head for you. I do not mean to. I'm not being judgmental. I'm actually saving you. Think future. We'll come into that. Think purpose. We've talked about that. See, I know that Tinubu rigged 2023 elections. I know. But that rigging would not have been possible if there was no relationship built over decades, across decades, years of planning, and all that. There is always something to learn from these guys. You may not like him, you may hate him, but the man understands human psychology. You've limited God to praying and fasting. That is a dimension, important, good and fine. We need to do that. There are other dimensions, there are other expressions of God. Be deliberate about relationships. Apologize when you need to apologize. Stop weaponizing your trauma. Stop weaponizing different things. Stop trying to escape accountability. You don't always have to like people to associate with them. That is the truth. Don't be overly sentimental. Alignment. Leveraging relationships. Give. The problem is that a lot of people want to take away they have not given. Show up for people. They may not be the one to show up for you directly, but do it. Show up. You are thinking far. It helps you become less sentimental. Let me tell you something. It is the interpretation you give to something that determines your emotion to that thing. If you did something for someone and did not do it back, you won't feel too bad because you have another interpretation. I'm not doing it for you. I'm sowing seeds. You're getting it. So the fourth lesson to learn from a politician is thinking future. There is a song by Asha. That is the first time I heard that expression. The song is No One Knows, in her 2008 album. Asha, self-titled album. Tomorrow is a politician's today. Something like that. It's the future of our children. And it's an amazing song. No one knows. No one knows, no one knows, no one knows. Amazing. So that was the first time I heard that expression. No vex, I'm not too strong like that, so I just try, sing. Tomorrow is a politician's today. A politician is always thinking future. His moves, future. Of course, they may take it to the extremes. Well, it seems as though all their moves is always calculated. You cannot enjoy life always calculating your moves, right? But there's something to learn, nonetheless, from politicians. Thinking the future. God had to tell us, go to the ants, you sluggard. They were saving, making moves with future in view. The relationship and the alignment, what you see on social media, with future in view. You can't live life carelessly. Humans can be unforgiving. Now, we all need grace. Even, you see, including me talking. But I'm saying, do the best that you can to be careful. Do the best that you can to be careful. Yeah? Think future. In the people you associate yourself with, you can always get it right, but you will get it right most times, compared to someone who wasn't aware of this principle and lived carelessly. Yeah? And live carelessly. Your statement, your speeches, think future. Your relationships, your alignment, think future. Always think future. But of course, understand the present. Also be in the moment. That is the point. Yeah, do not be so engrossed by the future you forget to live in the moment. Neither should you be so engrossed with the past that you forget to be in the present. You get what I'm trying to say? But learn to pick that aspect of traits the politicians have. Thinking future, today. That is important. Then lastly, number 5, I didn't plan on saying this. As I was saying the third point, it flashed across my mind. So I guess I need to say that. I need to say it. Which is, do not have anything to do with anyone who has nothing to lose. Hey. Do not have anything deep, anything intimate to do with anybody who has nothing to lose. Whether it's relationship, whether it's business, whether it's a friendship, whether it's whatever kind of relationship, ensure your dealings with people, especially on serious levels, are people who have something to lose. That will determine their investment in that venture. That will determine their input. People who have nothing to lose will use your stuff to clean your nyash. Telling you. That's why Jesus Christ said, do not give pearls to pigs. It's part of that definition. Don't give pearls to pigs. It's not you being arrogant. It's you thinking purpose. Politicians understand this. Don't forget. I'm giving you my germs. I'm not reading down from anywhere. I'm giving you my germs. This is the truth. Thanks to the Holy Spirit, my mentor. Do not. Don't forget this thing, marriage or anything. Even on the level of relationship, romantic relationship, as you are investing, they are investing. As you are investing, they are investing. If you are not investing, don't go and put body. Do you understand? Don't say, I'm doing it because this is who I am. There's that dimension of it. There's that aspect of it. Yes. But there's also the aspect of reciprocity. All things strive for reciprocity. That is the truth. It is not you being selfish. It is wisdom. It is not being cunning. Yeah. Why there is a part of you that must do what needs to be done because that is who you are. Ensure that you are with that kind of a person so that when you are putting in the work, they are putting in the work. Else you will have resentments being built over the years and kasala will burst, meaning that it will all explode and it will crumble everything. Do not have anything to do with anybody who has nothing to lose. So that's all I have to say on today's podcast. Everything I enjoyed today's podcast like every other podcast, and I hope you enjoyed this too. If you have to listen to this again and again, please listen. So these are the 5 things to learn from politicians. Yes. Do have an amazing weekend. It's been a beautiful time here, and I can't wait to see you next week as we continue with the 17th episode next week. Today, the 16th episode. It's been beautiful. It's been amazing. I'm grateful for the followership. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this on your contacts. Share this on your WhatsApp and on your platforms. While I understand that it is God that elevates, my shakara can be too much sometimes, right? Please share this. This is a way to give back to me. Yeah, if this has been a blessing to you, do have an amazing weekend. God bless you.